In French, we call it commérage. In Cameroon, kongosa. In Togo, legede. In Côte d'Ivoire, papato. In English, you simply say gossip. Different words, same idea. The place where women talk, where they share their truth, where they laugh, the hair salon. And yet, what many dismiss as small talk are often something much more serious. Because in that same chair, women share things that they will never say anywhere else. They talk about domestic violence. They talk about financial stress, grieving loved ones. They're not talking about this in clinics, but in hair salon. This matters because millions of people are currently suffering from mental health conditions, especially young women in Africa, and many of them will never receive care. The system was built around specialists, but there are almost none. WHO recommends one therapist for 5,000 people. In many places in Africa, we just have one for every 500,000 people. In Togo, where I live, we have 6 psychiatrists for 9 million. Too few, too far, too expensive, and too late. So we ask a different question. What if care did not begin in clinics? What if it began where women are already speaking? Across Africa, millions of women are going to the hair salon every day. They stay for hours. They come back again and again. They trust. So we did something very simple. We trained the listener. We train hairdressers to be able to listen carefully without judgment, to detect early distress, and to be able to refer women in need toward care. And just like that, a hair salon becomes much more than a beauty space. It becomes a place where care can begin. With Heal by Hair, we already reached more than 600,000 women across West and Central Africa, especially in Togo, Cameroon, and Côte d'Ivoire, at less than $1 per women reach. And something very powerful happened. Women felt better. Now we are running a large RCT in Lomé because we are not scaling assumptions. We are scaling what works. One hairdresser sees an average 270 women per year. At scale, this becomes millions of women every year. With $10 million over 4 years, we can train 5,000 hairdressers, reach 1 million women every year, and integrate mental health training into national system. At this point, trust becomes infrastructure. And I know this personally. 14 years ago, my husband, Eric, was murdered while I was 4 months pregnant. This is how I discovered grief. This is how I discovered PTSD, depression, anxiety. This is how I discover what happens when pain has nowhere to go. We can keep dismissing hair salons as places of small talk, or we can finally see them for what they already are, places of trust, places of disclosure, places where care can begin. So this work has never been abstract to me. Millions of women are already speaking. The question is, are we really ready to listen? Trust is mental health infrastructure. At Bluemind Foundation, we are currently looking for partners, mentors, and funders to help scale systems that finally listen. Thank you.